Today I'm going to be simulating 5 years in universe mode. So I've done a few kind of universe mode where I did I attempted to win the World Heavyweight Championship with Jey Uso in universe mode, and we've done putting John Cena on a roster with 29 WWE champions, and now we're here simulating 5 years. And we're first on Raw with Ripley with a promo, Kiana James, Ivy Nile, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Cruz del Toro, Rocky Morales versus Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, and Gunther versus Seth Rollins. So right now it is May, as I said, so next May will be a whole year. So we're going to check the champions. So the current champions is the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther, Braun Breaker, War Raiders, Shinsuke, Rhea Ripley, Cody Rhodes, Lara Valkyria, Bianca Belair and Naomi, DIY, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green and Oba Femi. So in 1 whole year we're going to see who are the champions. So that was just the first look of Raw. We're going to go all the way to Backlash, yeah. And then, so the first match is Cody Rhodes versus Uncle Howdy for the WWE Championship, LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Nikki Cross and Elektra Lopez for the Women's Tag Team Championships, Rhea Ripley versus Bayley for the Women's World Championship, Finn Balor and JD McDonough versus Eric and Ivar for the World Tag Team Championship, and Sheamus versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship, and CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Every match is for a championship. In the simulator matches, Cody retains, LA Knight is the new United States Champion, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill retain, Rhea Ripley retains, and Finn Balor and JD McDonough the new World Tag Team Champions. Braun Breaker retains and Gunther retains the World Heavyweight Championship. Now we're going to night 1 of King and Queen of the Ring. So the first match, Kiana James, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Alexa Bliss, Indy Hartwell, Meechin, and Elektra Lopez, Candice Ray, random. So that's for the women. So Io wins, Dakota wins, Meechin wins, and Candice Ray wins. And then in the next round, Io wins. Next round, Meechin wins. And next round, Meechin is going to be at Night of Champions. And then night 2, which is King of the Ring. It's going to be Ludwig versus Bronson, Chad versus Carrion, Giovanni versus Solo, Shinsuke versus Kevin. Alright, who will be winning the matches? So Ludwig, Bronson Reed wins, Chad wins, Solo wins, Shinsuke wins, Bronson Reed wins the next match, Shinsuke wins the next, and Shinsuke is going to be, he's the king of the ring because there's no night champions here. And now let's go to Clash in the Castle. Alright, so rematch between Cody and Uncle Howdy. JD and Finn versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate for the World Tag Team Championship. Meechin versus Chelsea Green because she was Queen of the Ring for the United States Championship. Io versus Rhea for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano versus Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa for the Tag Team Championships. Oscar and Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And rematch between Gunther and CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who's going to win? Cody retains. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are your new World Tag Team Champions. Meechin is the new United States Champion. Rhea Ripley retained. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano retain. And Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill retain. Right, now we're going to Money in the Bank. The ladder match, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, Naomi Piper Niven, Tiffany Stratton, Nikki Cross, Charlotte Flair, and Tegan Knox. Gunther vs Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. Chelsea Green vs Michin for the United States Championship. Karrion Kross vs Seth Rollins. Cody Rhodes vs Santos Escobar for the WWE Championship. Imagine if Santos Escobar wins. Kevin vs Roman Reigns. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston vs Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate for the World Tag Team Championships. And LA Knight vs R-Truth for the United States Championship. And the ladder match for the men, Jey Uso, CM Punk, Dominic Mysterio, Tonga Loa, Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed, Tama Tonga and Finn Balor. Who's gonna win? So is it Piper Niven is the Miss Money in the Bank. Gunther retains. Chelsea Green gets the title back. Seth wins. Cody retains. Roman wins. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, new World Tag Team champions. They keep switching. R-Truth, new United States champion. And Jey Uso is the winner of the Yeet in the Bank. Now we're going on to night one of SummerSlam. So Braun Breaker vs Logan Paul for the Intercontinental Championship. Carmelo Hayes vs R-Truth for the United States Championship. LA Knight vs AJ Styles. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn vs Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Valhalla and Natalya Maxine Dupree. That is a weird match. And B-Fab vs Chelsea Green for the United States Championship. Shinsuke vs Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. Who's gonna win? Logan Paul, new Intercontinental Champion. R-Truth retain. LA Knight wins. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill retain. Maxime Dupree wins. Chelsea Green retains. And Cody Rhodes retains. Now on to night two. It is Io vs Rhea for the Women's Championship. Seth vs Carrion. Elektra Lopez vs Blair. Davenport, I have no idea. Michin vs Nia Jax for the women's WWE Women's Championship. And Randy Orton and Roman Reigns and Uncle Howdy have a match. Ivy Nile vs Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship first defense, I think. And Drew vs Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship again. It's gonna win. Io, new Women's Champion. Seth wins. Elektra Lopez wins. Nia Jax retains. Roman Reigns wins. Ivy Nile, new Women's Intercontinental Champion. And Gunther retains. Now going to Bash in Berlin. I'm not even sure if he'll get past 1 year. Alright. Roman vs Cody is a rematch from WrestleMania 40. Candice vs Nia for the Women's Champion, WWE Women's Championship. Friends. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins vs Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis for the Tag Team Championships. Rhea and Io rematch for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark vs Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. LA Knight vs R-Truth rematch, I think, for the United States Championship. And Seth vs Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who's gonna win? Roman gets his title back, and finally someone beats Cody. Nia retains. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, I think, retain. Io retains. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark win. R-Truth retains, and Seth Rollins is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Let's go on to Bad Blood. Okay, so it's Tiffany vs Nia for the Women's World Championship. Lyra Valkyria vs Ivy Nile rematch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And it's a 6-superstar tag team match. Dexter Lumis, Eric Rowan and Joe Gacy versus the New Bloodline, Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. Michin versus Chelsea Green for the United States Championship. Kiana James versus Maxime Dupree. Ivar and Eric versus Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston for the World Tag Team Championships. Dominic Mysterio versus Seth freaking Rollins in the main event. Nia Jax retains, I think. Ivy Nile retains. The New Bloodline win. Chelsea Green retains. And Kiana James wins, and Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston retain. And Dominic Mysterio is the new World Heavyweight Champion, okay. Now let's go on to Survivor Series. Oh, and the first match of the War Games match, the New Bloodline, Jiga Fatu, Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, and Solo Sikoa versus Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, and is it Legado del Fantasma, Alberto, and Santos Escobar. Then it's Gunther versus Seth, Cody versus Uncle Howdy, Raquel versus Valhalla, Drew McIntyre versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio for the World Heavyweight Championship. Sorry about that. Finn Balor and JD McDonough versus Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods for the World Tag Team Championships. Lyra Valkyria versus Ivy Nile for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship. And the Women's War Game match is Maxine Dupree, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Isla Dawn versus Damage Control, Asuka, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai. It's going to win these matches. Pretty Deadly and Legado del Fantasma win. Seth wins, Cody wins, Raquel wins, Dominic Mysterio retains, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods retain, Ivy Nile retains, Charlotte Flair is the new women's champion, and Damage Control win. Now we're going on to Saturday night's main event. I mean, this is not really that. Okay, Jay versus Dom, Seth versus CM Punk, Ivy Nile versus Maxime Dupree title, Nia versus Charlotte Flair, Cody, Uncle Howdy, Io, Rhea, and Sam Escobar and Randy Orton. Okay. Oh, oops, I didn't do it. Dominic still retains, Seth wins, Maxime Dupree, new Women's Intercontinental Champion, Nia Jax, a new Women's Champion, Cody wins, Rhea, new Women's World Champion, and Randy Orton, new Undisputed WWE Champion, I think. And now we're going on to the Royal Rumble, where we're getting close to 1 whole year. Alright, there's the Men's Royal Rumble, Maxine Dupree and Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Finn and JD versus Xavier Woods for the World Tag Team Championship, Valhalla versus Sonya Deville, Cody and Randy for the WWE Championship, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green versus Jade and Bianca, B-Fab and Meechin for the United States Championship, Nikki Cross and Nia Jax for the Women's Championship, and the Women's Royal Rumble. So who won the men's? Alright, wait, sorry, so Asuka won the women's, Drew won the men's, Maxine Dupree retains, Xavier and Kofi retains, Sonya Deville wins, Brandy retains, and Jade and Bianca retain, and B-Fab new United States Champion, Women's United States Champion, and Nia Jax retains. Now we're on to Elimination Chamber, where the Women's Elimination Chamber match is Tegan Nox, Naomi, Indy Hartwell, Tiffany Stratton, Jay Cargill and Nia Jax, Seth versus Dominic for the World Heavyweight Championship, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate versus Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston for the World Tag Team Championships, Kairi Sane and Asuka versus Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, Zelina Vega versus Blair Davenport, Santos versus Cody, Lyra Valkyria versus Maxime Dupree for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, and the Men's Elimination Chamber match is Rey Mysterio, Ludwig Kaiser, Logan Paul, Sheamus, Omos, and Braun Strowman. We will win. Nia Jax wins. Chamber, Dominic retains, I think. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate finally, there's new World Tag Team Champions. Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn win. Roman Reigns gets his title back. Blair Davenport wins. Cody wins. Maxime Dupree retains. And Sheamus wins the Chamber. Now we are in March. Oh, wait. And now we are getting close to 1 whole year. Wait. Yeah, that's WrestleMania. Alright, now we are WrestleMania. When we get to May, that'll be 1 whole year and we'll check the champions. First match, Asuka versus Bayley, Meechin versus B-Fab, Ray versus Ilya Dragunov, Carmella and Becky, Maxime Dupree and Kiana James, Ivy and Valhalla, and tag team match, the White Six, versus DIY and Kevin Owens. The New Bloodline versus the Street Profits. Drew versus Dominic. Who's gonna win? Bailey retains, I think, the Women's World Championship. B-Fab retains. Ilya Dragunov wins. Carmella wins. Maxine Dupree retains. Valhalla wins. DIY and Kevin Owens win. The Street Profits retain, I think. And Dominic Mysterio retains. And now this is one. Oh. All shows must be simulated. Oh, come on! I'll go to SmackDown then. There we go. Oh, I got an achievement. Biggest nights of the... Okay. Can we move on now? Wait, what? Do we... Oh, alright, just ignore this, guys. Ignore that. Ignore that. That's everything. Wait, what? I simulated it, yeah, what the hell? Why can't I move on? I can't go back. So it says all shows must be completed, simulated before progressing to the next year. I've done everything. But what try? I'm gonna have to look at it. Alright, blah, 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 blah. There you go. Now is it fine? Alright, anyway, let's just look at the champions. So the World Heavyweight Champion is Dominic Mysterio. The Intercontinental Champion is Sheamus. The World Tag Team Champions are the New Catch Republic. The Women's World Champion is Bayley. The United States Champion is R-Truth. The Undisputed WWE Champion is Roman Reigns. The Women's Intercontinental Champion is Maxine Dupree. The WWE Women's Tag Team Champions are the Meta-Four. The WWE Tag Team Champions are the Street Profits. The WWE Women's Champion is Naomi. The Women's United States Champion is B-Fab. And the NXT Champion is Obafemi. And these are the other ones that I don't really care about. But I don't know why we can't move on, but it's glitched. We can't move on. So I'm gonna have to end the video there. Sorry, we only do one here. Okay guys, that's gonna be the end of the video. If you enjoyed me simulating, I guess you could say 5 years, even though we did one. Stay tuned for some other videos that I'll do soon. I'll see you next time. Peace.